As you might know, there's a big news today. There's actually multiple announcements today. What? First of all, the Beast of Horns album is coming out. It's out. We are now shipping it to people on vinyl, and you can download it instantly. It's an exclusive Idlewild Recordings project. It's not going to be on streaming sites. We have nothing against streaming sites, except they don't appear to do anything but I guess I do have something against streaming sites, to be perfectly honest. So check it out. Beast of Horns is a new live album that sort of captures a lot of the high points of the current show. It really, spotlights all these horn songs that we've put together, like Darlings of Lumberland and other things. But it's a nice one. The other big announcement, besides Beast of Horns being available at TMBG.com or theymightbegiants.com, just go to TMBG Shop, actually, is the easiest way to get it. It's on fire red vinyl, and it's beautiful. And the other thing is that we are doing a ton of shows. We're going to England, Scotland, and Ireland in just a couple of days. If you live in London, you can still get tickets for that. There's like 25 tickets left, evidently, for the second show. And we're playing in Southampton, and we're playing in... where else are we playing? Anyway... Then in December, we're playing on the East Coast, and the shows that remain, there's one show left in Boston and the big show in Brooklyn, New York. And it is not a big secret that we are going to be doing songs from John Henry that night. Not the entire album at all, but like probably a half dozen to 10 songs from John Henry, however many we can sort of get under our belts. And we'll have had, a week in advance to pull that together. So, and we've already done John Henry shows in recent months. So, if you want to see a very different show from They Might Be Giants, come on out to that King's Theater show. It's a beautiful place. By request, as some people have asked, why can't we play in a sit-down venue in New York City? That's what we're doing. We're playing there by your request. So come on out, tell your friends. Will we be selling digital live stream tickets to this tour? No, we won't. Not because we wouldn't want to, but we just don't have that kind of infrastructure. Hold on one second, people. I've got to retrieve my cup of coffee. How is the John Henry vinyl coming? It seems like it was done. Well, there are big issues with it. Basically, we don't have high enough res quality stuff for the cover is one of the issues. And it basically, if it's on vinyl, you're taking a piece of artwork from a CD. The actual photographs were lost by WIA after years of being scolded and told that they were the adults in the conversation. This complete lack of stewardship of all the art elements and catalog stuff of ours has just been lost, which is annoying to me, frankly, because over and over again I've had to deliver backup DATs and backup files and photos and things that I had to people who are sort of like, oh, we'll put it in our vault. Don't worry, it'll always be on file. And it's like, and it's gone. This is just the grumpy old me talking here. But anyway, what am I saying here? The big news is we are going across the United States in 2025. We're playing in Los Angeles. We're playing in Seattle. We're playing in Portland, Oregon. We're playing in Atlanta. We're playing in Nashville, and all the cities in Florida. We're playing so all those shows go on sale at noon today. All these West Coast shows, all these Southern shows. So check that out. Get your tickets now before they disappear, because some of the shows will definitely sell out very fast. Others, won't. But if you want to participate, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get them now, because if these tours have been selling out, and we want the people who enjoy the band to get in on the ticket process early on. There's been it's been heartbreaking how much grifting and scamming on resale tickets has been going on. We can't post anything on social media without being sort of inundated with bots, and that's very weird and kind of disappointing. Because a lot of people sort of end up outside the venue, like we'll arrive, to a show an hour before we're going on, and there are these people milling around going like, yeah, we bought 10 tickets, but those turns out they're all fake. And it's just, it's a nightmare. All right, we're going to Asheville. Yes, we're doing a show in Asheville, and that goes on sale at noon. Also, I do want to tell people that we have a free download of the John Henry demos available at tmbg.com, or actually at tmbgshop.com. I'm not sure where it is in the hierarchy of things, but there is actually a free section. So if you want to check that out, that is really good. The news on the upcoming album, the upcoming album is being released today, and it is Beast of Horns. That's a live project exclusive to Idlewild Recordings. The next studio album, we have a string session booked for when we return from the UK, and that will probably be the last actual tracking sessions. The rest of the album, most of the album is mixed, and we'll just sort of take it from there and then on to doing the artwork and stuff. Hey, I was reading, I'm going to answer some questions. Hold on a second. I was reading you guys playing the theme to Gigantor as a show opening. Is this true? We have played Gigantor. I love that song. I wish the fidelity of Gigantor was a little bit better. It really sounds like it was recorded under a pillow. Any plans in upstate New York, for dates in upstate New York? Not at this moment, unfortunately. The Brooklyn show is really kind of the only New York show on the books. Beast of Horns is a blast. Any chance of John Henry Apollo 18 live release? We have been working on an Apollo 18 live thing for a while. Any update on the Electra B-Sides and EP compilation? That is also in the works. It does not have artwork, though, so it's at least 6 months away. Writing a novel based on the complete catalog of TMBG work. Good luck with that. Whatever happened to the Birdhouse in Your Soul costumes? Which costumes? You mean the glasses? We saved a couple of the glasses, but a lot of them were given to the people who were in the video. And it was a lot. I sort of wish I had held on to more of those. The Do Not Forsake Me demo makes me crazy in a good way. I thought it was a cool demo. It's really apples and oranges, because the final version is very musical and very beautiful. But it does, the demo has some crazy qualities to it. It's very, it's very electro in a way. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? So I guess I've been told by people who know how these things work that I should ask you to send hearts and flowers and stuff. Not that there's any fear of us changing our lifestyles with the income that it generates. Although evidently I got like $3 from the last time I did one of these things. But I think more than anything, the algorithm on TikTok picks up on things that people like, I think. So if you know how to hit the like button or hearts or clovers or whatever, that would be great. Questions? Who's got questions? Does an 83 demo tape exist somewhere? It's not an 83 demo tape. I'm not sure exactly what date it is. Nobody calls me Dr. Worm. Do you practice guitar specifically, or do your chops stay up with playing the songs? You know, one of the strange and weird things about getting older is that you really do have to kind of work at stuff that you never had to work at before. My hands are a mess. My eyes are a mess. My whole world is a mess. So yes, I actually fire up the metronome and just sit in a room and just practice scales and practice things endlessly. Let's see, more questions. I was really happy to learn my favorite band is playing the theme to my favorite series, LOL. There you go. I saw you in Perth. It was my first concert. It was amazing. Well, that was a really fun show. Did you come to the first one or the second one? I said some stuff I kind of regretted at one of those shows. We definitely skated out onto some very thin ice culturally, and things that I thought would go over as a joke really belly flopped. When does the Puppet Head 4K music video restoration drop? Your guess is as good as mine. I hope you have resources that can do that. I'm seeing you on November 12th. It's my first ever concert. Oh, I'm very excited. Well, I'm glad to hear that. See you in Manchester. It has been a while. It's going to be a fun show. Let's see. Any plans for a Midwestern date? Well, we just did some Midwestern dates. So I don't think we'll be back there too soon. Come back to the Rockies. Your song Coraline really elevated the music. Do you have? And that is where it falls off. Where do you get your glasses? You always have the coolest frames. These are from, in sort of the middle period of Instagram, there was this moment where it seemed like it was serving me, and I don't think I'm alone in this, serving me things that were incredibly specific to my personal sensibility. And it was like it was reading my mind, like it would do these push advertisements. That she was like, "Is this app in my reading my emails?" But all the recommendations for products were like incredibly spot on, and it was like freakish. And these are from Caddis, and they actually have. I also love car seat headrests. I do too. Caddis makes these frames. They make a lot of good frames, and they have regular sales, so you can get them kind of cheap. I mean, it's so important that things be cheap. So, folks, these are the announcements. I'll just, if you're joining us late, we have a brand new live project exclusively on Idlewild Recordings that is available at TMBG Shop. It is called Beast of Horns. It is a live set available as an instant download exclusively from us, not to be on streaming sites. Do not make the mistake of thinking it's going to be on streaming sites. It is called Beast of Horns. It is a live set featuring the 3 horn players that we've been touring with for the last year and a half or so. Do you have a flannel from Birdhouse in Your Soul video? Oh, the other thing is at noon today, a whole bunch of They Might Be Giant shows across the United States, West Coast, East Coast, Florida, the South, Los Angeles, Seattle. All these shows are going on sale. So if you live in Brooklyn or Boston or Atlanta or Nashville or Fort Lauderdale, LA, Seattle, San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, San Diego, all those places, the tickets are going on sale at noon today. Go to tmbg.com for direct links. Do not, please, we beg of you, do not buy your tickets from a secondary source. Don't go to StubHub. Don't go to the other one. What is it? It's Ticket Geek, SeatGeek. There's so much bullshit out there on that front. Oh, I guess swearing is probably a mistake on this. Anyway, folks, I just turned, folks, I just got like slammed in a car door. Oh, everything's normal again. Good. Fave song or toughest song translated to a live show early days. I'll tell you what it really was. That's an interesting question, I guess, maybe to me, which was the guitar. Putting the guitar together on MIDI with samples was like a big musical challenge, and it had like a nice groove and a nice vibe to it. But when we played it with the existing track, it started to feel kind of Milli Vanilli-esque. It seemed like the track was doing too much of the work, too much of the heavy lifting musically. And it really was one of the things that, along with having done so many shows in support of Flood beforehand in 1990, by the time we were faced with going back out on the road in 1992, it felt like we just couldn't keep up with refreshing the show enough. So that was part of what made the move to working with a live lineup. It was immediately kind of refreshed everything about what we're doing live. Let's see. I'm very aware of the fact that I'm not looking at the camera. Do you have a flannel from the Birdhouse in Your Soul video, and could we see the glasses? I don't have the glasses anymore. I did have them for a long time. The flannel was actually a Brooks Brothers shirt. It's a traditional Brooks Brothers design that they made for like 50 years. And I don't know if they make them anymore. Good morning, Clancy. I have a clock. Oh, yeah, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. All right. Seriously excited. Okay, so folks, why am I here? You know why I'm here. We've got Beast of Horns happening. We've got new shows going on sale at noon. Do want to remind you that we have a free project at They Might Be Giants shop. If you go to the free section there, you can download the John Henry demos, and that is all available to you for free. You're going to the concert in Belfast. Belfast, that's the show, the other show that has not sold out over there. There's like a dozen shows. Almost all of them have sold out, but not Belfast, not Southampton, and there's a few tickets left for the London show. Any tips on a good smile? Seriously, picture day. I hate the way I look when I'm smiling. I feel like I look like I look terrible when I smile. I don't know. I've got a lot of problems. So people. What are the questions? I saw an old video Mark Leonard posted, a video of everyone packing the Flood Old World CDs. Was I in it? Or was Robin in it? I would have happily participated in that. Mark Leonard is an amazing musician. He's got great ideas. Oh my God, gang, I got tickets for your Manchester show. There you go. They sure did learn about Soul Coughing. Yep, the Soul Coughing opened for They Might Be Giants. We've had a lot of great openers over the years. Some people have gone up. Some people went on to some very great things, much more exciting than opening for They Might Be Giants, which I would imagine in some ways could be hard. What's the reason behind always doing an evening with tours and no openers? Well, we get to play for 2 hours, and that means that the audience hasn't been waiting for us for an hour and a half, and that seems to keep the audience fresh, and it keeps things. We can play earlier in the night. And not deal. And a lot of places we work at have really strong curfews. They're union halls, and so you really only have like a 3-hour window to do the show. So there's a technical side to it before you go into like overtime in a union hall, and then there's also just like a theatrical part of it, which is like we want the audience to not have been standing around for 2 hours waiting for us to even start. Let alone finish. So, it's just a way to get a bigger show in. We don't mind having openers. Openers in some ways are great. I mean, it allows us to actually have a meal sometimes. So you had Tipitina's in New Orleans in 1994. Was that the show where the electricity was all messed up and it was flooding? I can't remember. We've had some really catastrophic shows at Tipitina's. It seems like half the time we play there, it's almost like the show isn't going to happen. But maybe that's the New Orleans vibe. If you're coming to St. Pete, I'll be there. We are coming to St. Pete. That show was not supposed to be announced this week. That will be announced in a couple of weeks, or maybe just a week. The promotion and the venue are still recovering from Helene, and they asked to have another week to kind of put things together. I'm not really sure what couldn't come together in terms of selling tickets to a show so far away, but they couldn't make this big announcement. So you got tickets for London show back in January, but I had to give them to a friend recently. He said, okay, well, that's nice. Do you ever think you'll play I've Got a Match again? That's really up to John Linnell. We played it a lot, and I think he kind of got a little sick of it. And when we get sick of songs, we just kind of pull him out of the show and just wait. He might come around to it, but, it's really up to him. If there's a Malcolm in the Middle reboot reunion, would you consider collaborating the music for it? I don't think they would consider us collaborating on the music for it, but that's just a guess. Okay, folks, any more questions? The other saw you guys live a few years ago. I went and I got the Apollo 18 album art tattooed. Wow, that's some commitment. I don't have an Apollo 18 tattoo. How do you feel about your bands covering your songs when the artist has a bad reputation, i.e., I don't know who that is. Who are these people with bad reputations? They're initials, and I don't know what the initials means. We will make it to St. Pete. The show will go on sale probably in a week. So if you live in St. Pete in Florida, we will see you there. Watch this space. Okay, come to Ireland. We are playing in Dublin, and we are playing. Where else are we playing? Belfast. So, folks, come on. More questions. Venue songs. Anaheim. Listening again, first time in a while. It got you thinking. Yeah, that was the transgressive little journey there. Good night, Mrs. Hitler. So, who made the costumes on the Elves cover? What are they? They were made by Marcel Zama, the fantastic fine artist, and he has he put together the whole visual presentation of that album and did an incredible job. Is it weird to see people with your profile pictures of you or other guys in the band? Yes, it is. In a word, will you be hitting the Midwest? Plan a road trip. We won't. We played Pittsburgh and Chicago and a bunch of other Midwestern places. Cincinnati. I forget where else. We're not going to be back in the Midwest too soon. Soon enough, I would say. I love playing in the Midwest. Do you do any non-music writing when you're home or on the road? Not writing. No, not really. I do a lot of other things, but not. I don't write fiction or anything like that. What inspired your earlier lyrics? I mean, Car Flood, Apollo 18 lyrics are playful. Where are they from? I think all our lyrics can be found at the bottom of a large cup of coffee. Folks, when are you coming back to Buffalo? I don't think we're coming back to Buffalo too soon. All right, I'm going to scroll down here and get some of these fresh new questions. Have you ever played Authenticity Trip live? Yes, we have. We've got a really cool version of Authenticity Trip with the horns in the show right now that I have to say, it's a whole different thing with the horns. They're just blasting along. You're sneaking any Monopuff stuff. We have performed, what was the song? I Hit My Head. My glasses are typically Caddis. Sometimes they are from Saul Muscat. Are we going to do a meet and greet at the Brooklyn show? No. Since COVID, we really have not done any kind of meet and greets or after show stuff, just because it's sort of too scary to be. I mean, it's already a little scary being in front of so many people, and so on a daily basis, and just with COVID still lingering. It just seems like it'd be really tempting fate to just be bombarded with more people. Pittsburgh Loves You, Cries for Midwest, Washington, D.C. We're doing 3 shows in Washington, D.C., I believe, in December. So enjoy the holidays with They Might Be Giants. Avoid the ticket scalpers. You grew up with their Science album and went to the Life is Good Fest in 2010 to see you perform. That was fun. I wish that Life is Good things was still going. It was such a smart, kind of hip way of doing family music. And there aren't that many places that did that. Do Fingertips in Orlando. We do Fingertips on a pretty regular basis. I'm not sure, it'll be spontaneous. Talking about some other band, ever release your solo EP outside of the IFC. I hope to make a full-length album incorporating those songs sometime sooner than later. But I've got to figure my scene out. Are you sure the Asheville show will happen? Yes, it will absolutely happen, and it's going on sale at noon. So go to tmbg.com and get tickets for the Asheville show at noon. Will you finish painting that wall behind you? That's a great question. I painted, a friend of mine and I repainted this entire house when my mom was coming a couple of years ago, and it was a lot of work, and every wall got repainted in this house except the one that's directly behind me. So, of course, I chose that to be my backdrop today. Ohio needs you all. That's a fact. Will you ever pay? Will the early songs from Dallas Song ever be put onto physical media? Probably. Belfast isn't sold out. That is a fact. We are not playing in Memphis. I love playing in Memphis. I love being in Memphis, but there isn't. The size of our band is kind of curious. We're kind of a middle-sized band. Like most bands are either much less successful than us or much more successful than us. So it becomes a tricky finding. In smaller cities, there are often not really appropriate-sized venues for us to play. Your band, Eric Rondo, says, my band covered I've Got a Fang recently. What a great idea. I think a lot of bands could really lean in on I've Got a Fang. Eric the Human says, my son has an Apollo 18 tattoo. Well, I hope your son has reached the age of majority. I should get a Apollo 18 tattoo. I don't have many tattoos. What's the one-way touring has changed since the 1990s? It's changed in almost every way for us since the 1990s. We did a lot of driving in a van, which was fun and slow and intense. Now we're either on a tour bus or traveling by plane. Okay, you have tattoos? I do not have any tattoos. You should come play in Fargo. That would be fun. Can you recommend an album for me to listen to? Well, let's see. Let me go on my Spotify here and give you a couple of ideas. All right. Let's see. What music do I have? Well, there's an amazing collection of, why is this all like frozen up? Of Sun Ra singles on Spotify right now. I don't know who put this collection together. It's archival. It spans like his entire career, and it's fantastic and strange. It has like doo-wop songs on it. It has like these big band things that he did in the 50s. I have one of these albums I have an album of big band stuff that he did under a different name. We're talking about Sun Ra here, S-U-N space R-A. He is a kind of an outside jazz figure. Any fun Aussie culinary adventures? A lot. Every culinary experience in Australia was kind of amazing. Wildly, you can get like the most generic sushi in Australia, and it's like better quality than the best. The best quality in the U.S. That orange jacket you wore on stage a lot last year. Any hints on what that was? That orange jacket. I'm trying to think. Orange. Oh, I think I might have just bought that at not a Home Depot, but just some Agway or something. It's like for hunters. Plans to reunite the original Monopuff band. That would be fun. Everybody's living in very different places. Some of them very far away. Folks, any more questions? First rock concert. What area of the U.S. is your favorite to visit? Tour. We love it all. These are Caddis glasses. Memphis has the new Graceland Soundstage venue. Oh, I'm curious what that's like. French test. All right, enjoy your French test. Do I enjoy a bossa nova? That's actually one of my favorite beats. Let's see. Hey, the cat's over there. He's sleeping. I'm not going to bug him. Do you listen to Will Wood? I don't know who Will Wood is. Folks, I'm going to be leaving momentarily. I've been on for the half hour, but let me say, these are the albums that I put up. Jad Fair, The Rolling Stones, Between the Buttons, Subway Sect, Unfinished Music #1, 2 versions by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. That is a real, if I put that on, I'll get the, what is this? Coming from wherever corner of the house Robin is in. It's Spooky by Jad Fair and Daniel Johnson. I'm trying to figure out how. I don't know how to navigate this this Spotify. I'm telling you, people, it's not friendly. The Louvin brothers, stuff that I listen to. It's not for everybody. All right, let's go for some final questions here. I'll just make some announcements one last time. We have a brand new album out. It is called Beast of Horns. It is available only at TMBG.com or They Might Be Giants. TMBG shop is where you can get the vinyl. It's on Idlewild Recordings, which is our label. And it is not going to be on streaming sites if that's your thing. We have nothing against streaming sites, except we're not going to put this on the streaming site because it's better that way. It's available on Fire Red Vinyl, 180-gram audiophile record. And we are selling tickets to shows across the country, the West Coast, the South, Florida, East Coast. We're doing shows. We've got shows going on sale at noon at tmbg.com for direct ticket links. You can go there now and see what shows are in your area. But you know what? Actually, speaking of that, I'm going to announce all the cities we're playing in because I think that would be useful. We are playing in a couple of days. We are playing in Southampton in the UK. We are playing in London and we are playing in Belfast. So if you live in London or Belfast, we are going to be there in like a week. The London show is the 3rd of November. The Belfast show is the 8th of November. So these are coming up fast. In December, we are playing in Philadelphia and Washington. Those shows have all sold out. 5 shows there, all sold out. The first Boston show has sold out. The only shows remaining on sale on the East Coast are Brooklyn and Boston. There's a second show in Boston that's been added, and those still have tickets available. The Brooklyn show is at King's Theater, which is a beautiful place, sincerely beautiful. I've seen a couple of shows there. It's one of the nicest places in the world. It's like it's what you would hope the Beacon was, to be perfectly honest with you. It's clean. It's great sound. Great seats. It's a great seated venue, and that a lot of New York folks were asking for a comfortable seated venue, and we explicitly went out to do this. That will be a John Henry show. That's a secret. We are playing in Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Nashville, Asheville, Atlanta, all those shows in the South, and we're playing on the JoCo cruise. So if you know about JoCo, we'll be on that as well. And then a little bit later in the spring, in early May, we're playing in San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, Portland, Salt Lake City, and Seattle. A lot of these shows are 2-night stands, and when they're 2-night stands, we are going to be doing 2 essentially completely different shows. We will be doing a album spotlight show that changes every night. So it won't repeat. That part of the show won't repeat. And then we'll basically, pull an alternate set. So if you come to the first show, if you come to the second show, you won't be seeing the first show, except for, we'll play Dr. Worm and Birdhouse in Your Soul, probably Particle Man, I don't know. But you get the gist. Can you remember performing They'll Need a Crane on November 17th? I'm begging. Oh, we don't really play They'll Need a Crane. I would love to. Is Beast of Horns going to be available at merch stands? It is going to be available at merch stands, yes. They're bringing copies of it to the UK. It might sell out in the UK. I have no idea. I have no idea how many people listen to vinyl in the UK anymore. Try to catch you in San Francisco. I will try to catch you in San Francisco. Lark, that's the kind of commitment that we're looking for. Peter Wood, following live creator. Hello. Hey, John, you mentioned earlier liking car seat headrests. Do you happen to have a favorite song? I mean, Destroyed by Hippie Powers is a really great song. There's a bunch of great car seat headrest songs, but that might be, I think, is my favorite. Oh, and the Killer Whales one is really good as well. So, old school car seat headrests. Do you guys have any modern analogs or contemporaries? Does anyone compare? Well, I think I'm probably the worst judge of that. I have my finger off the pulse. Most of my musical interests, happened before the 1960s at this point. Let's see. I've got tickets for every December gig. Wow, John. We'll see you there. I hope you don't get tired of us. You've had your Belfast tickets since last year. I appreciate that, London Faye Bellamy. Release more Newcastle tickets, please. This is awesome that you live stream this. Hi. Read the phone book, John, please. Ha ha. Come back to Australia right now. Can't wait to see you in San Diego, Newcastle. Okay. Saw you in Melbourne. It was such a sick gig. Do you plan to come back to Australia soon? I would love to. I mean, it's those kinds of tours are always so memorable. Let's see. See you in Nashville. Do it. We're also playing. What is the other place we're playing? Wait. No. There's other shows. I'm missing some on the list here because. Oh yes, we're playing in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If that's closer to you. I don't know why that wasn't on the list. So yes, Seattle, Salt Lake City, Portland, Oregon, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Atlanta, Asheville, Nashville, Chattanooga, the Joco Cruise, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando, Florida. And, they're all going on sale at noon at TMBG.com. We'll get you the best direct links. We're playing in Brooklyn in December, Boston in December. All right, guys, I'm going to dash now. This has been a blast. It's strange to stare at my phone so intently for so long and also see my face reflected back at me because I am riddled with self-doubt. What inspired Cloisonne? Believe it or not, Cloisonne was kind of written in the cadence of like a rap song. So it had all those like, I'm going to crush you kind of ideas in it. And it was definitely written as a lyric first, and there's actually, twice as many super crazy lyrics that just got crossed out at the end because it was just too, it was too hostile. It was like an experiment in that kind of idea. Are you familiar with Dan Reeder's work? Yes, we actually played his work song at the end of our shows as we loaded out. And we got tons of complaints about it because it's filled with swear words and this was back when we were struggling with like people dragging their kids to like late night rock venues with like broken glass and needles on the floor. And we would do our show and we'd swear and people would be mad that we swore that they brought their kids to a show where they were swearing. And it was just like all this stupid stuff. So it was just like, okay, you know what? No more kids. So favorite amp. Well, I use a Matchless, which is basically like a souped up AC30. They've become very expensive in recent years to my delight, because, it certainly costs enough when I got it, but now it's become this highly collectible thing. I never anticipated that, but I like Fender amps. With nothing wrong. It's like saying like, what's your favorite hamburger? It's like you like hamburgers. Will you ever get Linnell on here? I would love to. John is actually on his way to Scotland right now, so I'm not sure. Daniel Johnson, oh yay, going to see you in Brooklyn. Yeah, come see us in Brooklyn in December. It's a holiday show. We should do holiday stuff. I'm not only, but especially for the ladies. That's right. Mono Pub. Hey. So thank you all for coming on. Pardon my manic, relentless plugging. But, I should say that someone's going to tell me to do this again. Please do your hearts and clovers now so the thing works. You know how that goes. We just want to get the algorithm loving us. All right, you guys, I got to go. Oh, wait, it says 99 new messages. How many instruments do I play? It's not how many you play, it's how many you own. Concert was the best I've ever been to. Oh, that's a very nice compliment. Can you say hi to my cat, Smokey? Yes, I can. All right, sorry. I stole your playlist when you were at the Troubadour. Oh, man, don't take the playlist off the stage. It's so unnerving. Do you figure out how your Marshall amp questions answered? Yes, which was basically not to get it. Does it ever get weird being John and John? Not really. Scotland mentioned, yes. Flans, you are awesome. Thank you. What is a good beginner guitar? This is not exactly a secret. Squire is your best value. They're like incredibly well made. They cost peanuts. They might not be the cheapest, but they are heads above everything else. They're really like real guitars, and they don't cost very much at all. Do you ever do venue songs again? Nobody liked venue songs while we were doing it. So it's one of those things where you have sort of an enforced. I guess it's sort of like if we were in, the band with Levon Helm and got booed on stage with Bob Dylan. Like it's just you remember all the things that go wrong stick in your head much stronger than the things that go right. Like if something goes right, it's like, oh well, that's how we wanted it to go. But when things go wrong, it's like having a scar on the back of your hand. You don't forget it. Let's see. Cloisonne Director's Cut. First heard you guys on Homestar Runner. Now I'm a huge fan. Well, that's great. All right. Okay, I got to get off this thing. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for supporting They Might Be Giants. My cats say hi, and I'll talk to all you guys later on.